I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision.
What's up, Titan Nation? How's everybody doing? We're going to go ahead and get ready to get this show started in just a bit. As you can see, we're going to be giving out some draft grades as far as the NFL, as far as the Tennessee Titans NFL draft is definitely concerned. We're definitely going to talk about that and the Titans ignoring the wide receiver position once again and deciding that the way that they're going is the right way. And we're going to definitely talk about that in just a little bit. So definitely make sure you go ahead and share this show out to everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started in just a few minutes. And we're going to let more of you start to come on in to the studio tonight. And we're going to get ready to have a little bit of fun talking the Tennessee Titans, talking the NFL draft, and some things that they did. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to get this show started. And we're going to get this show started in less than 60 seconds. Here we go. Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody? Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome in to TNT tonight. I'm your host, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer. We're gonna have a very good episode for you on this evening. Just getting my camera set. So welcome on into the show. Make sure y'all do go ahead and share this show out, whether it's on Facebook or whether it's on Instagram or whether it's on Twitter. Go ahead and share that show out. And also make sure you follow the pages so that way you're caught up with everything that's going on, whether you join the TNT Enforcers page, the TNT on Twitter, at TNT Blue Enforcer. I'm definitely, again, trying to learn to get my Twitter fingers going a little bit. And then, of course, on Instagram at Titans_in_truth. Definitely definitely follow me there as well. And so we're definitely going to go ahead and get this show started as we are live from the TNT studios. Also, definitely make sure you follow, you download the podcast or wherever you get your podcast from, just in case if you had to leave or you miss any part of the show, you can go back and check it out, whether it's on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, or Apple Podcasts. Definitely check that out. And everybody, as you come in, make sure you smash that like button. Give a like to the show. It'll help me. It'll help you guys as well. And we definitely try to chime out some more content. And last but not least, smash that subscribe button as well, and ring that bell and hit all on your notifications, so that way you will know whenever I go live at any point in time. Of course, we're gonna have some things coming up with the draft now over. Things are gonna simmer down and things like that. And I'm gonna try to pump out some more things. Maybe not a long show like this, but maybe something short. Something short and simple and to the point. I might pump out a few things with that. So that may be something that's coming up. At least keep everybody engaged during this off season. Of course, I'm going to be working on some different things for the show and just trying to put some new stuff together to try to keep improving and keep getting better. And that's where all of you guys come in. Let me know what y'all think of the show. Let me know what y'all think I can improve. Let me know what you think, and maybe some things that y'all might suggest that you want me to do. Again, I may be doing some stuff talking about Tennessee teams all over the state. I may be going into something about maybe the Grizzlies or something like that as well. So we're definitely going to be talking about some stuff with that also. But thank you everybody for tuning in to the show. We're definitely going to go ahead and get started. Again, we are live TNT tonight from the True Studios, aka the Man Cave, and this is the draft recap show. And before we do get into everything, first off, I am going to give congratulations to head coach Mike Vrabel, who was selected to the New England Patriots Hall of Fame today, to be exact. So definitely congratulations to him. He was definitely one of the better players in the history of that franchise, and they were able to he caught some touchdowns. Tom Brady was a very good defensive player, so definitely shout out to Coach Vrabel on being selected into the Tennessee Titans. I mean, not Tennessee Titans, New England Patriots Hall of Fame. Let's see. We got Crosio in here. We got Titan Fox in here. Buckeye DK. I believe it's first time. Welcome in. Of course, a name. Of course, we have our resident Titans hater in here talking about who they, and we really don't care about that, to be honest. MHVACR, always in here as usual. Facebook, somebody said, I thought you were trading Henry. I mean, there was a possibility, but it didn't happen. So, we still got him. What up, Truth? What's up, Paulie D? What's going on? MHVACR says, Ryan Tannehill, 3 interceptions is on notice. Tremaine, what's up with you? What's up with everybody? Coming on in here. Definitely if you're on, I think somebody on Facebook said it won't let me share your stream. If it won't let you share the stream, do it on YouTube. Come to YouTube and you can share it out that way. You could definitely share it out on YouTube on your pages and things like that. You could definitely do it that way. Or if you're on my personal page, I think you'd be able to share it out as well on that. So I think I may have allowed that to happen. So you could definitely share it if you're on my personal page. So that's what we're going to get into. But let's go ahead and get into let's get into the Tennessee Titans. I like Reggie B kind of doing the Cody Rhodes thing when it comes to wrestling. It's like, so what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about the draft. Let's talk about the NFL draft. The Tennessee Titans, have decided, they made the draft picks. They picked the guys that they wanted, albeit probably wasn't my favorites or anything like that. But here is the 2023 draft class. As you go over each of the picks, and I'm going to give you my grades on them, and I'm also going to give you my overall grade on this draft class. And so, this is who we got in the first round. Obviously, we got Peter Skoronski, the offensive tackle from with Northwestern. Then we went in the second round, traded up to get quarterback Will Levis from Kentucky. Tajay Spears, the running back from Tulane, in the third round, probably the most questionable pick of all. Then in the fifth round, tight end Josh Wiley from Cincinnati. In the sixth round, Jalen Duncan, offensive tackle from Maryland. And then in the seventh round, the only wide receiver the Titans take, Colton Dowell, a local kid from the university from UT Martin, who actually lives in Lebanon, Tennessee, right outside of the city, so he could drive to the facility easily. So that is your 2023 Tennessee Titans draft class. And so we're going to go into each of the picks, and I'm going to give you my grades for them and probably give you my overall thoughts for them as well. And so, so we're definitely going to go into all of that in just a bit. But as we go on, I want y'all to give me your thoughts on what you think of this draft class. And of course, there were of course some undrafted free agents as well that were also picked up in free agency as well. So we're definitely going to get into those too a little bit if we can. So there's a few guys that are out there that were very that got picked up. So we're definitely going to go into all of that. But let's go ahead and get into the first pick. We're going to go ahead and get into the first pick, and that is Peter Skoronski, 6'4", 315 pounds from Northwestern. I of course had him as my second favorite offensive lineman behind who was that? Paris Johnson. Thank you. But I always say he had great technique, could be powerful in the run game. He's a pretty good pass blocker, decent anchor, good footwork, and things like that. So there was a lot to like about Peter Skoronski, and the fact that he fell to our laps at 11 after the entire debacle of the top half of the draft, where the Tennessee Titans were looking to trade up. They were going to go up to 3 and go pick CJ Stroud. And I think the word got out too early that they were going to do that. And the Houston Texans decided, you know what? We are going to take this guy instead. We're going to take CJ Stroud away from the Tennessee Titans. And that's exactly what they did. So the Titans decided not to trade up to 3 and decided to stay at 11. And they picked Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern. I really like this pick a lot, even though I know they probably had their eye on Paris Johnson, and Johnson went 6 to Arizona. And then in a surprising move, Darnell Wright went 9, I'm sorry, not 9, 10 to the Chicago Bears, and Skoronski just fell right in our lap. I really like this pick a lot. And I think he could come in. He will start right away. I think he's going to start right away, whether it be a left guard or left tackle. I think what's going to happen is that Andre Dillard and Peter Skoronski are going to battle it out. They're going to see who looks good, who looks better where. And I think the winner of the battle will be the left tackle. The loser of the battle will be left guard. That's what I think. They're going to probably see does Skoronski look better at tackle or at guard. And that's what's going to happen. But either way, Skoronski is going to start day one. He's going to start day one, without a doubt. And I just think with everything that happened, this was a slam dunk pick. I love the pick for them. It was a safe pick for them. And I give it an A+. I think it's an A+ pick here overall. So I definitely like Peter Skoronski a whole lot. Let's see. MHVACR says good pick. Paulie D said A-. Great pick. O-line was desperately needed. Let's see. Brandon says Peter was a good pick. Steven says Skoronski, Titans' safest pick in round one would have been Paris Johnson if it wasn't for Monty. Yeah, Monty didn't exactly do us any favors. Titan Fox says draft was an avalanche of best options. Top 10 falls to us at 11. Another top 10 prospect fell to us in the second round. So 2 top 10 picks in the second round. And we're going to definitely get to that in just a bit. But I give it an A+ pick on that. In round 2, the Tennessee Titans go a little bit different of a route. They decide, you know what? We didn't pick them in round 1. We're going to go get them in round 2. And that is quarterback Will Levis from the University of Kentucky. And the thing about this pick, I think, and a lot of people have said this, the entire draft, success of this draft hinges on this pick. This pick is extremely polarizing. This is probably the most polarizing pick the Tennessee Titans have had in quite some time. Like, it was way more polarizing than what they did last year in drafting Malik Willis, because you took a third round flyer on him. And, some thought he would be a first round talent, but really didn't believe that. A lot of people thought Will Levis, they were surprised Will Levis lasted as long as he did and was at the draft. Draft night, did not get picked. It was pretty embarrassing for him. But the Tennessee Titans, of course, trade up from 41 to 33 to get Will Levis. And, with Will Levis, obviously he has a terrific arm. I mean, he has a massive, massive arm. And, he is athletic. He played in a pro-style offense. I think he has some moxie in him. A little bit of moxie in him. But then again, he has some accuracy issues, some decision-making issues. A lot of people compare him to Ryan Tannehill. And, those are things that can be fixed. And it's just a fact they got him at 33. So they did get him at a very, very, very good value on this. I went back and forth in my mind about this grade. And I was wondering if I should give him maybe a C+, a B-, a C-. I wasn't really huge on this pick at first, but maybe it's starting to slightly grow on me just a little bit. But I'm going to say right now, for the value that we got him at, and he's supposed to be the quarterback of the future, hopefully, I'm going to give it a B+. Because, again, getting a guy that a lot of people thought could go in the top 10, maybe even top 5 of the draft, and you get him in round 2, it's kind of a steal if it works out. Key word, if it works out. And so for that, I give it a B plus for Will Levis. We're definitely going to find out. You know, Ryan Tannehill had quite a bit to say. He was like, look, I'm focusing on getting this team better. You know, it feels like deja vu. And so, you know, right now, Mike Vrabel put it out and said, you know, right now, you know, going into camp, Ryan Tannehill will be quarterback 1, Malik will be 2, and right now, Will Levis is 3. And everything you earn, you got to earn on the grass. You got to do that. So, you know, I just think we got very, very solid value for that pick. And everything. A-Name says perfect pick. Wanted to trade back, but he fell to us and can't go wrong. Switches second and third round picks and giving the Cardinals a third round pick was very gutsy to get Will Levis. I honestly believe that was a risk. That was a risk. And Paulie D is right. This is a steal for the future if it works out. But it did keep us from getting a wide receiver, and we're definitely going to talk about that a little bit later. Definitely going to talk about that later. Derek Roberts says, please beat this guy out in training camp. Malik's got his work cut out for him. MHVACR says he was a true quarterback. Tannehill was a wide receiver. You know, Ty Fox says could be as high as Josh Allen, floors Ryan Tannehill. Hope the coach staff can get the most out of him. I mean, that's going to be the question. The development. The development of Will Levis is going to be the question. And A-Name said it was for Skoronski. Okay, enough said. I like that. But Will Levis, I think, will be okay. I think we'll be okay. We'll definitely see if he picks up the playbook well. He did play in a very similar style. He has to find a way to cut off on the turnovers. Now to pick number 3 in the third round, I think the most controversial pick of the entire Titans draft. In the third round at 81, the Titans select Tajay Spears out of Tulane. A very good running back. But, you know, he did have some issues with the injuries a few years back. You know, he definitely had some problems. With his leg, with his ACL, and now he has arthritis in the knee, and he doesn't have an ACL now in his knee. So that, you know, definitely presents a problem. You know, that definitely is, you know, a problem that you can have. And a doctor already, I can't remember the doctor's name, basically said he's not going to have a very long career. He had over 1,500 yards, close to 1,600 yards, 19 rushing touchdowns, had a very good Cotton Bowl game against USC. But this was by far, I believe, the worst pick of the Titans' entire draft. I thought it was a terrible pick by the Tennessee Titans to select Tajay Spears. So it wasn't, I'm not necessarily against the player. I'm against the position and the pick. The pick of a running back when you did need one, when you could have drafted a wide receiver. And, you know, Vrabel was asked about the wide receiver question, and, you know, and Rand Carthon was talking about, well, let's celebrate these kids. We can't have all the negativity and stuff. And I'm thinking in my mind, Rand, cry me a freaking river. We're trying to ask about why you didn't pick a wide receiver sooner. And to make matters worse, there were some wide receivers, you know, there was a run on wide receivers right before them because where they would have originally picked, they would have had Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman, Josh Downs on the board where they originally picked. I think they maybe could have gotten Will Levis at 41, and then you could have had Jalen Hyatt or Cedric Tillman or Josh Downs at 72 where you was originally picking. Instead, you go Tajay Spears, and not to mention behind that, you had a Michael Wilson from Stanford. You had a Trey Tucker from Cincinnati in the third round that could have been selected. Some guys in the fourth round that maybe was picked a little early, or you could have traded back, maybe gotten a fast guy, Darius Davis from TCU, Charlie Jones from Purdue, which I don't think he would have went fourth round. I thought he could have went fifth round. Tyler Scott, the guy that they really wanted, was there in the fourth round, and they decided to go with a running back. So the reason I give the Titans an F on this one is not necessarily Tajay Spears himself. It's the fact they picked a running back, a backup running back with injury concerns, and you could have had some wide receivers. And so I like Derek Roberts' wasted third round pick. Absolutely. They didn't prioritize the wide receiver position. And I just don't think Vrabel likes the wide receiver position. I really do. I don't think he liked the wide receiver position. And they completely continue to devalue it. Paulie D, yeah. Tyler Scott, fast receiver. They kept saying they wanted speed. And they just decide not to do it. Titans ain't a wide receiver happy team. No, they're not. And Titan Fox says a B plus on Spears. I totally disagree. I would have said, for the player himself, I would have probably said a D plus because I'm worried about the injury history and everything. So, I mean, I just don't like the pick. Steven Croswell said, not a long career. Why was he worth the third round pick? That I don't know. That I do not know at all. Tremaine says, I scratched my head at this pick, but after I saw his film, I was okay with it. Do remind me some of Chris Johnson. Again, I scratched my head on that too. I mean, I don't know who made the pick, Vrabel or Carthon. And I'm really starting to think Vrabel made these picks. And that's not good. This was a dumb pick. So, I don't know. Now, Ty Fox said, look up previous players with no ACL. Hines Ward just one of many, played a long career. People are freaking out about nothing. Well, we're going to find out. We are definitely going to find out. But you could have had Tillman. You could have had Jalen Hyatt. You could have had some speed. And I scratched my head about that. In the fifth round, because they didn't have a fourth round pick, they decided to go tight end Josh Wiley, 6'6", 245 from Cincinnati, pick 147. I give this one a B minus. Definitely wasn't extremely productive at Cincinnati. He does have the build of a tight end. I hear he's a pretty good blocker. Could definitely help in the passing game along with Chig. I think, tight end, they've at least paid some attention to. Offensive line, they're paying some attention to. Quarterback, they're paying attention to. But they're still not paying attention at wide receiver, at least in the draft. And I mean, I don't mind the Wiley pick. I think it's a pretty good pick. But again, who was behind him? Justin Shorter, a wide receiver from Florida. Dontavian Wicks, a wide receiver from Virginia. So there were a couple of wide receivers behind him in round 5. So I mean, I'm actually okay with it because I mean, there wasn't really too many big time wide receivers taken at that particular position, but I mean, not a bad pick there with Wiley. Payne Durham was another tight end I thought possibly could have been selected in round 5, but all in all, I like the Wiley pick. I'll give it a B minus there. How many wide open first downs were missed because of tight end drop passes? Jeff Swain. Yeah, that is correct. That is definitely true. I'm glad Jeff Swain is no longer on this team. Yep, 12 personnel. That's a lot of what we're going through, MH. B minus. Yes, I like the pick. Still need a wide receiver. Lou Man gives it a B. MHVACR says good pick. Brandon says took a running back too early. I agree. So I did like the Wiley pick definitely a lot. I bet Vrabel checked this blocking highlight reel. I bet he did too. I bet he did too. In the 6th round, the Tennessee Titans go Jalen Duncan, offensive lineman out of Maryland, at pick 186 in the 6th round. Now, at first, I thought I was going to like this pick because I was definitely a fan of him coming out of Maryland. I was a fan of him at the Senior Bowl and what I saw with him at the Combine. I thought he was actually impressive. And I was going to go B minus. But then I also saw some film where he gave up the most sacks in the Big Ten, which dropped my grade to a C. And so I'm like, oh no, not another Dennis Daly. But luckily for us, you still got Dylan Radins. You still got Dylan Skoronski ahead. And so and it's for some reason they still got Jamarco Jones on this team as well. But I will give Jalen Duncan a solid C. I know Tyler from Locked On Titans was not a fan of this pick at all. Is definitely not a fan of this pick at all. And so I gotta, I'm gonna give him a chance, but hearing about the sacks and stuff like that, not exactly big on it, but I give him a C. And then the last pick that we had in the 7th round, Colton Dowell, 6'3", 215 pounds from UT Martin, has 67 catches, 1,032 yards, and I believe that was 6 touchdowns, not 7, in his last year at UT Martin. I gave this one a C minus. I mean, yes, they finally pick a wide receiver. It took them till the 7th round to do it, but hey, they picked a wide receiver way too late, but we'll definitely see. Maybe they think he's the miracle receiver that they were praying for, and everything. But I'm definitely going to have to go and look at some film on Colton Dowell and see if he's going to be somebody that may be able to contribute. He's definitely going to have to contribute on special teams. So we're definitely going to have to get into that. And so we're definitely going to find out if this guy can help. I mean, we've seen late round picks, come out of nowhere and become stars. Antonio Brown was a 5th round pick. He did great for Pittsburgh. Cortland Finnegan, a 7th round pick, became a solid starter for the Titans for many years. So, I mean, we've seen it. I mean, David Long Jr., who unfortunately they didn't re-sign, was drafted in the 6th round, and he's now gone, and and got a contract was a very good player. And so a lot of people are hoping that Rand Carthon's late round magic, could definitely happen here. I don't know. We're definitely going to see. Ms. Mim says that's one of her friend's cousins that's on the team. And so shout out definitely to him on that. But those are the Tennessee Titans draft picks. Again, I'm going to show you guys real quick on that and my grades. Peter Skoronski in round 1, a grade of A+. Will Levis in round 2, grade of B+. In round 3, Tajay Spears, grade of an F. Round 4, B-. Josh Wild, tight end in the 5th round. Round 6, Jalen Duncan, C. And then in the 7th round, Colton Dowell, C-. And so now you're probably wondering what my entire grade is. I'm going to say that my grade for the Titans, my overall grade for the Tennessee Titans, I'm going to say it's a C-. I'm going to say a C- all the way. I wanted to go lower. I almost wanted to give an F or a D. I was looking at D+. I want y'all to give me your thoughts on your grades. I want to give your thoughts on your grades. What did y'all think of the entire draft? But I give it a C-. It was a I draft. It wasn't really done to write home to your mom about. Skoronski, I thought, was an excellent pick. Will Levis will determine what this draft grade really will be down the line. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Been a long day. And everything. So let me get y'all grades, and I'm gonna run through y'all grades in just a bit because I know they're starting to come on in. Lou Man says F. Awaken to the eternal.com goes B. Miss Mim says F. Ty Fox says you average out to a C+ mathematically. Steven says B-. Drumstar B-. After I'm with Ty Fox, after Friday, I wanted to give him an F. I did want to give them an F. OC says C+. So a couple of, some out of, definitely some grades all over the place a little bit. Order strung out periods. That's true. A lot of the national media really think the Titans did great. Some of them gave us A-, some gave B+. Some of them think that the Titans really did great in the draft. And when we think we did good in the draft, the national media doesn't agree. Or when the national media thinks we did great, we don't agree. So, that is a very true statement. But I'm giving it a C-. Will Levis, I hope becomes a franchise quarterback. Tajay Spears better be, a legit running back after Derrick Henry, because if not, I'm going to cream Mike Vrabel for that. So Time Fox says A-. OC says, but media talking about Levis, he might be the next Aaron Rodgers. Well, because he went through a similar process like Aaron Rodgers had to wait all night to get drafted 24th overall in his draft. So Will Levis went through a similar thing, and he may come in with a chip on his shoulder, and that might be a good thing when it comes to that. Um, Now, there were some undrafted free agents that I liked. They did go with a couple of receivers. Karis Jackson from Georgia, I think, was one receiver. I thought they at least got a couple. I think they got like 3 wide receivers in unrestricted, undrafted free agency. I think another one they got was a Treshaun Hamilton, I want to say, from Oregon State, I believe. They also got Trey Wolf, a kicker, out of Texas Tech. I did see that the Titans brought in a quarterback from Vandal. I really don't have a lot to say about that. Um, I don't. I think he's a camp body. Um, I just think he's a camp body. Um, he's not going to make the team. So I mean, I'm not really going to waste a lot of time. I'm not really going to waste a lot of time on that. But some very good some nice undrafted free agents that was picked up. Lou Man says, how is Janet? He's a Nuggets fan. You know what? I'm over it with the Grizzlies. They're making a good decision by moving on from Dylan Brooks. The Janet Jackson concert was awesome. I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. I had a ball. I definitely had a ball. Yeah, Jacob Copeland was another one. Definitely A minus from Awaken to the Eternal.com. I definitely did forget that. Ms. Bibbs asking why the Titans getting players from Georgia all the time. I don't know. I mean, it's not an offensive lineman, so I'll take that. And I know there's questions about possibly going to get Corey Davis, bringing him back. Ty Fox, of course, responded to Tremaine. Tremaine asked about Corey Davis. Don't go back to your ex-girlfriend. Never go back to someone you considered a bust. Sorry, Davis. Loved your blocking. And Caleb Murphy, I believe, from Ferris State, an edge rusher. I heard he would be a very interesting pick as well. So, yeah, I just think we'll definitely see with some of these undrafted free agents what comes out of it. See if some of these guys can definitely make the team, and definitely see what these guys can definitely do. And we're definitely going to find that out. So, this draft class is going to be extremely interesting. We're definitely going to see where they go from here. But I did not like the fact that there was a little video scrolling around on Twitter where I think it was in the later rounds, and Vrabel and Carthon was waving at the camera, smiling, almost like trolling and just disrespecting the fans. Like, yeah, we know more than you. We don't give a damn that y'all want a receiver. We're not going to pick one. That's basically what was going on. And it's basically like they were just basically laughing in our faces. And I just didn't like that. I didn't like Rand talking about, well, let's, celebrate these kids that's getting drafted. It's a special moment for them. Let's not be negative. Basically try to tell us to be nice to them. I'm like, we're trying to find out why you didn't draft a receiver, which I just think they hate the wide receiver position. They continue to devalue it. Tannehill, Levis, you're putting them in positions to fail because you have no wide receiver to throw to besides Traylon Burks. You have you have maybe a couple of tight ends. Chig is going to be big, but you're going to make it easy for defenses to defend you. So, Al Pierce says Brandon Ayuk. I mean, what would be the cost for Brandon Ayuk? Jerry Jeudy, their 5th-year option was picked up on him. Cortland Sutton deals with injuries. DeAndre Hopkins still out there, but makes too much money. Maybe if he gets released, I could see about that. But I just hate the fact that they completely ignore the position and try to laugh at all of us and want to get defensive at all of us because we keep bringing it up. I'm like, obviously, we need receivers. But you know Vrabel, he thinks he knows more than us, and he is so happy rolling us out there with Traylon Burks, NWI, Chris Moore, and Kyle Phillips, and thinks that's going to scare people. It's not. So it's ridiculous. I didn't like Vrabel or Rand Carthon's demeanor. I think Rand Carthon in this draft at times looked like he was in over his head, like he had no idea what he was doing. Now, again, I'm going to give them credit. They focused on the offensive line. That they did. They definitely focused on the offensive line. Definitely got some depth on defense. But I just think they ignored that glaring need that's staring them in the face. And I didn't like that at all. But as we get ready to wrap up the show tonight, that's really a lot that I was thinking about. I know Ryan Tannehill and some of the guys talked today. I really did get to listen to that. Ryan Tannehill felt like it was deja vu and, wants the team to get better. And he's going to have to battle it out, earn the spot. A lot of us ain't forgiven Tannehill for the 3 picks against Cincinnati. I know I haven't. We're definitely going to find out if Jacob Copeland, I hear the Maryland wide receiver definitely has speed. So, I think, if he does have that speed and can show it, ran a 4.42 40 at the combine. We're definitely going to find out. So we're definitely going to see if these guys can make the team. So I definitely like that a lot. But I haven't really watched much of the NBA or NHL playoffs since my Grizzlies are out of it. Basically, what we're going to have coming up, I'm going to definitely make some shorts. I'm going to definitely make some smaller videos, maybe looking at maybe going in depth about maybe a player or two and things like that. We're definitely talking a little bit more about Will Levis at some point, and we're definitely going to see what we're going to, what we're looking at. Of course, OTAs are coming up. Rookie minicamp is coming up in about 10 days. You got a rookie minicamp. They brought in another tight end, I believe his name is Billingsley from Alabama. So you're going to have rookie minicamp and tryouts. This quarterback from Vanderbilt, Mo Hassan. Also, I, again, don't really have a lot to say when it comes to him. Yes, I will definitely do a show when the schedule comes out. We will definitely do a show about that, talk about the schedule, and maybe see what games look good for us and what games don't. And then what games are we on national TV, if any? We're definitely going to find out about that. But everybody, I think that's going to just about do it for Titans and Truth. Again, make sure, if you haven't already, like on the ticker, subscribe to the channel. Definitely make sure you follow up on Facebook at TNT Enforcers, on Twitter at TNT Blue Enforcer, or on Instagram at Titans_N_Truth. Definitely do that. Again, follow up on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, and also Google Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. If you hadn't hit that like button, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell and hit all if you haven't already done so. And then last but not least, the Big Titans Fans Cruise will be coming up next year. Spots are available now. I believe you put down a $100 deposit on this trip. Go ahead and definitely do that. I'm definitely trying to see if I can attend this cruise. I'm definitely looking at going February 29th through March 4th to Cozumel, Mexico. Definitely going to be a fun time for Titans fans. Players are going to be on this cruise as well. There's going to be parties, lots of food, lots of interaction, and a whole lot of fun. I think it's going to be great. So, everybody, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to TNT tonight. I'm your man, Chris, a.k.a. Blue Enforcer. And I hope everybody has a very good rest of your evening. And last but not least, just know I say again, thank you. And if nothing else, tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.